This is Calcat the Calcatster, and this is a review of, after several hours later, the fifth episode of the Orville: A Tale of Two Torpas, sequel to I believe the episode, the season, second episode of the first season, way back in 2017. I'd like to say somewhere around there. So technically for them it's been 5 years or so, roughly. 6 years, yeah, 5 years. But in their universe, the Moklans. The Moklans are a race of aliens loosely based on the Topas from Canary Space. They're a matriarchy, monarchy, misogynist monarchy of alien lizard people that found a way to reproduce asexually with laying eggs, but they're all males. They kicked all the females out, and anytime a male is born, they make them. So it's sort of it's an allusion to extremely bizarre, misogynistic, right-wing propaganda. So they're making fun of that, and also made a very sad, poignant episode. I believe episode 2 of the Orville back in the day. First season. Now there have been 3 seasons over the past 5 years, but they've kind of spread them out. And this one is set over a year after the events of the last season, and the subsequent seasons were set over a year later. What Brendan Braga is on hand here doing some of these, and some of the other Star Trek writers. And it's typical of Star Trek, as this season has been mostly Star Trek, the Orville, to age up a child, because they can't literally put a 2-year-old in on the set and have it run around and do stuff. They just can't do that. So they've got to pretend like several years have gone by. So they are a 5-year-old in this case. Clearly the character of Topa in the episode, who in the original episode was the aliens basically forced the girl baby to become a boy baby, even though and then they altered it, and then they revealed that Clyden was the husband. 2 aliens are two husbands on the ship. Doesn't seem to freak out the right wing at all. These right wing aliens are. Maybe they like it though. Maybe they're like, ooh, they're extreme misogyny, so it's okay. The other guy was revealed to have once been a girl that was altered to be a boy, which makes the one that laid an egg the girl. Technically, I'm not sure how their species would say that was an abomination when they technically lay eggs, giant eggs, and sit on them. Yeah, and the Moklan and the other yeah. So yeah, it's a weird idea. The episode struck the Orville fans, who were new as a bizarre. They were tackling transgender issues long before the idea of woke and Me Too was very new. Social justice warrior was new. That kind of thing was all new. So at that point, now that it's everywhere, there probably is no controversy about this episode. Because in this episode we have they go full into it. Yeah, it's not a fun episode necessarily. This whole season has been TNG. They've been doing Next Generation. They've been doing The Outcast and stuff like that. So this time around they have been doing that. Yeah. So yeah, so in this one, the Topa, yeah, Topa. Topa is depressed and down because Topa realizes there's something different about him and no one is telling him. Kelly, the commander lady, takes it upon herself to essentially give him clues so that he can figure it out. Led by Clyden and the other guy. The angry husband who used to be wife is angry that he has been told, but he's depressed, so they told him. He wants to have reassignment. In the story, I wonder what the gender. Wonder what Council of Geeks and Jesse Gender and the other main characters on the YouTube think of this episode. It'll be interesting to see what they think. Just see what they would think. So so I imagine there's a longer discussion of what that is for them. Anyway, so this episode is about transitioning. Yeah, people transitioning. It's a thing some people do, I guess. Anyway, so in this episode, they treat it very much like a moral judgment issue, or very much is it up to an adolescent to decide what gender they should be, which is it's very current issue kind of thing, very current, and they handle it well in the story. And the admiral lady says that the doctor can't reassign the gender of the for one thing it's underage, but for another thing it's against union policy to do anything like that. But then they get the clever idea that, well, can't they just program Isaac to do the surgery? That Isaac's technically not an officer; he's sort of a Kalon. So they program Isaac to do it, and then everyone else is listening to Bortus as singing, like they can't figure it out. Clyden, of course, breaks in, but the doctor stops him. Oh, the robot stops him. Yeah, the robot. And I guess then disappears or something. And the Admiral shows up and she yells at them, but she kind of offhandedly at the end of yelling at them, at the captain and Kelly, officially says, kind of like, well, I'm yelling at you officially, but unofficially. Yeah, sure. Since you had the robot do it, you're not technically going to be blamed and court-martialed. Interesting idea. Not a funny episode, certainly. There was a funny scene in which the helmsman guy ate some food he shouldn't have had and got all sores all over his face. There was some other gags in there. Just to know why the robot, why Isaac bothered to put painted nail polish on her fingers. I guess to show that there's an alien. Alien female. Show that, I guess. Then the two actresses, the actor and then the actress that they got to play the two characters I don't know who the actor is on all that heavy makeup, but they did a very good job playing the characters, conflicted characters. Actually, as roughly a 5-year-old Moklan, would she be responsible for her actions necessarily? Probably not. Even though she's technically Earth person-wise, probably 15, I would say, in this story. Maybe 14, 15. 15. So they age fast, I guess. And they become she. Yeah. So that's interesting. So yeah, I just thought I would comment on this episode. Looks like we have JP commenting on it and some other people in here. The guy from the Orville that probably helped bring it back. Yeah, didn't get to see him, but we knew it was coming back over here too. So yeah, this wasn't our show at that point. Hulu didn't have it yet. But yeah, it's still not technically, but we'll see. Yeah, so it's interesting that the Yeah, they reference the thing she figures out is the courtroom scene. Baby Moklan was decided on. Of course in Canary space, the Topas, who are lizard-like aliens in that series, they do that in a similar way. Seth MacFarlane clearly read it. So, I'm going to do something like that. These characters. They're also a parody of the Klingons, but they're a parody of uber right-wing like extremists. So yeah, and mine were too. And these aliens were eventually defeated by the females. The females rose up from the obscurity and defeated the females in the Topas story. Females rose up. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. It's different. It's certainly different. Yeah. So I understand there's a new episode of Enterprise. Not sure if I'm going to watch that tonight, or Strange New Worlds. Not sure. I'm not going to watch that tonight, but there is a new one, and it's late, so I just thought I would review the Orville, and then put that together. And I won't be downloading it tonight, though. So yeah, I'll download it tomorrow, on Friday, and that's it for now. Yeah.